Halloween 3, one of my favorites. I'm gonna probably watch this movie again before the month is over. Um, what's it's definitely oddball in that whole Halloween series. It's the one without Michael Myers. Oh no. Uh, Everybody knows. After 2, Carpenter didn't want to continue that Michael Myers stuff, so they killed him off in Halloween 2, as far as Carpenter was concerned, and they went to an anthology format of a new Halloween tale every year, which sounds like the way to print money if you think about it, but it just never took off. So they come up with this concept of witchcraft meets the digital age, and the also the idea of playing a trick on someone, because trick or treat, that's what it comes from. So they added some witchcraft elements, some technology, and you get Halloween 3. Definitely an odd movie, even for horror at the time. Horror at the time was slashers, which is wonderful. Slashers are awesome. I love slashers. But I think it was a little too out there for the time. It was definitely a pod person movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, who's turned, who isn't, what's going on with these weird, silent guys that are always around, this eccentric Irish toy maker. It was definitely unique and different for the time. That's why I like it so much. Don't think of it as a slasher movie, think of it as a pod person movie with some slasher elements, and you kind of get a better grasp of your expectations. But I don't think they really marketed it that well, imagine, so it just kind of flopped. But if you watch the movie, give it a second chance. It's fun. It doesn't take itself. It shouldn't take itself too seriously. It has all this dread and ambiance, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it is about playing a trick. So you just want to. It's best just to enjoy for what it is. The loves about it. Tom Atkins, awesome. He is perfect as that kind of middle-aged character. He's not your classic leading man, and I think that's perfect for this movie because it's not your classic horror movie. So he works out great. The soundtrack is amazing. It's funny because I think the soundtrack plays an even bigger part to the movie, more so than even other Carpenter movies, and that's saying a lot because he makes his scores for his movies, but I think it's just always there and in the background, creating this dread, and it's just a bunch of somber, low drumming music that's just super great. The technology aspect, I love the pumpkin as the title screen, kind of a play on the standard Halloween title screen of having a pumpkin, but it's a digital pumpkin for the digital age of witchcraft. I think the characters in it are wonderful. They're kind of caricatures of people, especially the family that unfortunately has a bad test viewing. But they're just so over the top. It makes why this movie you shouldn't take it too seriously, and it deals with serious stuff. Kids getting killed is an interesting thing for a horror movie. It's not something that's done a lot, but the target is kids, so it's very interesting in that aspect too. But they make it to where it's just such a almost cartoon-like representation of the modern American family, or at least the modern '80s American family. That it just makes it fun and memorable, and the bad guy's awesome. He chews up any scene he's in, and he definitely steals the show with the very understated. Ooh man, you just right behind that smile is something sinister, and the switcheroos and all the with the robots or the, I guess it would be robots, androids, whatever. So it's super fun. It's just one of those movies where you should just enjoy it for what it is. It's just out of place. The bads are, you have to take some leaps mentally about, especially in 2022. It's like they didn't have that technology back then. It just doesn't make sense. But you got to understand, in the 80s, there was less technology around, and there was all, so people didn't have as big of an understanding around it. Most people, I mean, the closest thing they got to home computers was an Atari or something like that. So this stuff was kind of still back in the background. So you just kind of have to look at it, watch the movie if you were in 1982, and that it helps with that suspension of belief on technology. I think the kills parts, I think they're pretty fun. I mean, that first scene with the poor guy in the hospital, that is quite visceral and wow to start off with, and then it just goes crazy from there. Atkins' lush doctor it's hilarious because he falls bass backwards into pretty young lady, all this stuff. It just makes for fun. So I would say if you watched it when you were a kid and you didn't like it, watch it again. It will surprise you if you just kind of suspend some belief and realize it's not a horror movie slasher. It's a sci-fi with some slasher in it, and I think you'll enjoy it. Tonight, I'm going to watch Halloween 4. It's been a while since I've seen it. I don't particularly like them, but I'm going to go, and it's been easily 15 years since I've watched it, so I'm going to go in there with open mind, but but I don't know what to expect as far as will I like it more or will I like it less. I don't really have a high opinion of the movie, so it could only really go up. That's a good thing. So check back tomorrow and we'll talk Halloween